Good evening and welcome to tonight's Austrian Grand Prix in the Invictus F1 Performance League. We are at the Red Bull Ring, the shortest and quickest lap of the Formula 1 calendar. The 10-turn circuit consists over a 4.3 kilometre distance or 2.6 miles. Certainly a challenging track, certainly a firm favourite of my own. Certainly it was a good challenge last night in the No Assist League. But I'd like to welcome my colleague, as always. A quick good evening to Mark. Good evening, Mark. How are you this evening?
You're all right, Craig. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm certainly excited to tonight's race again. I'm hoping that we might see our ninth race winner in 9 races. We certainly have 8 different race winners in this league, and I do believe that we could possibly see a ninth. And it goes to show that this performance league has been the most unpredictable so far at Invictus Racing.
Could you say that again, please, Craig? Because I just couldn't believe that. It's just 8 winners, and it'd
8
be like a
winners, 8 different
Uh,
winners in 8 different races. So could we see our ninth race winner, or will we see our first double race winner of the season in the Invictus Performance League? And I do get what you're saying, Malk. It is completely unbelievable, and it's certainly the first time that I've experienced so many different race winners in one season. It is just, as you say, unbelievable.
I could not believe it, and we have to keep reminding ourselves. It's just you just don't know what to expect in the performance league as well, and as you said, Craig, Austria. As you said earlier, it is a good track to play with and drive with, and certainly with like 10 turns, I believe.
We have,
Something
yes, we've
else.
got 10 turns over 2.6 miles, I believe. So it is the quickest lap and it is the shortest lap distance in the entire Formula 1 calendar. And it can be quite tricky in Austria. It's very tempting to push the extremities of the track to try and get that little bit of time, that little extra bit of time, and certainly Austria can jump up and punish you, certainly on a qualifying lap. Certainly the exit of turn 1 can be very strict, as well as if you cut the corner a little bit early. So if you cut the corner early or run wide, then certainly that is going to compromise and invalidate your qualifying lap. So I'm maybe a little bit
Correct.
cautious at the start of qualifying. Get that banker lap in and then go all out for it.
Yes, definitely. As you said, the first corner is like the most crucial part. And I think turn two as well is more crucial as well as turn one because you have to get spot on with that corner to get good exit into the first aero straight, don't you?
Yeah, and we have saw in practice in last night's No Assist League, it is very easy to lose traction out of turn 2 on the run down with DRS open to turn 3, I believe it is. So it is very easy to light up the rear tyre. So turn 1 and 2, very crucial to really get in that lap. Sorry, turn 1 and 3. That is turn 1 and 3, very crucial at the Red Bull Ring to maximise the qualifying time, but also to get a great exit on the run down to turn 3 and 4. Heavy braking points, of course, so a very likely place that we could see some overtaking, as well as turn 4. With DRS activated, of course, 2 DRS zones at the Red Bull Ring, and we could see some very impressive lap times tonight, as well as some very explosive, unpredictable, and exciting races.
Yeah.
Driving and overtakes. That's what I meant to say. So apologies for that. Quick good evening to everyone who's joined us this evening so far. Please feel free to post your comments and your predictions during qualifying and the race.
Yeah, you've got to get it spot on with this. And don't get me wrong, Lance Stroll last night in no assist, and he had the Force India car, and he completely dominated last night. and fair play to him, because this is his last ever race this week. Before, obviously, for personal reasons, he cannot carry on racing this season, the rest of it. And also, from both of us, Craig, we'll just say I wish him all the very best, and hopefully he'll come back stronger than ever before. And
Yeah, but he does take a stewarding position with Invictus, so although we do lose him on track, we certainly don't lose him as part of the team. And very excited to welcome Lance Stroll to part of the Invictus Racing team.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll do a lot. Tommy, sorry, got the burp then. I think he'll do a lot more for Invictus for the steward's side of point of view, but it'll be very emotional for him tonight again, because obviously this will be I believe that's his last race tonight, I think.
Yeah, tonight will be his final race before he takes a break from online league racing. And I'm wondering if he could possibly secure back-to-back race victories like we saw last week with Sargent, securing the race win in Bahrain in both the Performance League and the No Assist League. So could we see a double from Lance Stroll this week in Austria?
Hopefully, because out of the drivers I'm seeing on the leaderboard as well tonight, Mike Betrayer, Rossi, Meg Lugby, Pascal, Nicky, Notorious, Nigel Gush, even Lance and JFM, they have not won a race yet. So I reckon Lance to win tonight to make it the ninth.
Just gauging from Ross's comments this week on the lead up to the Austrian Grand Prix, he is in the Sauber tonight, but it sounds as if he feels very competitive. I think he was producing 1 minute sevens in the Sauber car, so that is impressive. Certainly being so disadvantaged as we just wait for the first cars to come out of the garages onto the Red Bull Ring track, and it is a dry qualifying session. We hope that we'll get information from the pit lane as to the weather for the race.
Yeah, give it a minute or so. If we see a car within the first minute, you know it's going to be a dry. If it's not, my prediction's going to be wrong anyway. But our weather report, dry quality and dry rest. That we've had the weather report, guys. Just come through.
So it's shaping up to be a spectacular race, as the Toro Rosso is the first car on track, followed by the Force India, a Haas and a Ferrari.
So, I mean, regarding the strategies tonight, Craig, what's your best suggestion for if you was racing tonight in the performance, depending on what car you was in, obviously?
I certainly think if you're in the quicker car, you have to go for the Ultras. Being in the slower car, you could go the super softs or the softs. It is a guaranteed doable one-stop strategy, opting for the Ultras going across to the super softs, but we could see drivers opting for super softs going on to the softs, looking to go a bit longer than the ultra soft drivers. And it looks as if Betrayer is the only car at the moment with the super softs fitted to his car, with Spud on an outlap and the Force India on the soft. So Spud possibly looking to get a banker lap, just getting a sense of the track on the softs, and then going on the ultras or the supers later on in qualifying. And it is an interesting qualifying session because it is a very quick lap. You do have more opportunities than most tracks to get a good lap in and get a few opportunities to put in a hot qualifying lap.
Yeah, definitely. I think the bestest lap around here for your performance probably about 107s, 106 possibly.
Yeah, I certainly do. I expect to see low 1 minute 7s. We might see 1 minute 6s as Cod Tactics warms up his tyres coming through the final A few corners. Sir Spud just coming round turn 3. DRS Open coming down towards the run of turn 4. Traffic slightly ahead of him. I don't think it'll be compromising him too much as he brakes. Just misses apex at turn 4. Won't miss too much time there as he just keeps the power down round the outside as he approaches turn 5 and 6. Very easy to run wide on the gravel at the exit of turn 6 as we come through the chicane type corners. That is 7 and 8 on the run down to that turn 9, which is a bit unsighted as he breaks through the 50-metre marker. Bo just straddles the curb, runs wide slightly, and it's a very tricky turn 10 with that race curb as Sargent posts a 1:08.
That's a good lap from him. Just watching Core Tactics now, the championship leader of the Performance League. He did a 17.3 on the first sector, but
yeah, and that's. I think that was matched by fast going as well in the Ferrari. As Meg Lugpay is the first driver to go on the 1:07s, so a 1:07.9 from Meg Lugpay as fast going comes through turn 9 and 10. Nitro Gash also in the Ferrari just coming through sector 2, so Meg Lugpay maintains provisional pole.
Course just done a 1:08.9, Craig.
Yeah, that puts him 7th in the McLaren, certainly feeling there'll be more time to find there.
Yeah, Lance Stroll, I'm just going to watch him now on his last race of the Performance League. He's going for the first DRS straight. He did a 17.2 on first sector. So that's a good, I think that's a good opening lap for, opening first sector lap for the Haas car that he's got. He's just going up to a beautiful couple of corners here. And he's coming up to the end of the second sector now. I should get into the 47.5. That's good. He's holding on for dear life here on the Haas car. Oh, Meg Lugpay is still got improved. Nick Thompson's done a 1:08 flat, but see with Lance coming up to the DRS straight now. 1:07, 1:08.
Lance Stroll in the Haas, moves up to 7th, 1:08.4. So half a second off the pace as he moves over to the dirty side of the track to allow, I believe that's the Ferrari of fast going. Yeah, that's allowing fast going to have a free run up into turn 3. So fast going on a hot lap, I believe.
Just watching MJ Coupe now coming up to there. I don't think he'll probably, I'm guessing high 108s, low 19s. I think the way it was going in. Oh, there's a car waiting. Oh, that was close then.
Yeah, I think that's actually fast going as he's just coming. I thought he was actually on a hot lap, but I think he was actually on an in lap. So MJ Coupe sets a 1:99 down in 13th in the Red Bull at the moment. And Meg Lugpay just comes into the pits after his qualifying attempt. Nick Thompson. So apologies for that. It seems as if I was disconnected from the party as we get back to qualifying. So MJ Coupe down in 13th as Meg Lugpay holds on to provisional pole with Nick Thompson up in 2nd, 1/10 down on Meg Lugpay with Sargent in the Toro Rosso. Drops to 4th as Notorious puts it up in 2nd in the Force India. Nitro Gash currently in the pit lane at the moment. 4 minutes remaining of the session. Along with Delange Giuseppe Welcome back, Mark. I was actually disconnected from the party there, so apologies to all those who tuned in for tonight's race. I was just saying that Notorious, very impressive in the Force India, putting it up to second. And that dropped Nick Thompson from second out to third and Sargent from third to fourth. So still uncertain who's going to take pole position. McLaughlin in a very strong position at the moment, but Notorious looking to put pressure. Looked as if the Force India ran wide as well. Sargent possibly just got caught up and distracted with that and ran wide out of turn 10.
Yeah, as you got disconnected, Craig, I did watch the Notorious lap, and he did a really good lap, and I thought he might have just caught into the 107s just about, but McLaughlin just holding on with 0.02 of a second of that one. And
Core Tactics definitely believes there's more time to be found there. On the beginning of his hot lap, he hit the curb at turn 10. Certainly shook the car up a little bit, and that would have compromised his overall speed on the run up to turn 1. So definitely more time to find for Cot Tactics in the McLaren as Sir Spud just comes round turn 7 and 8, comes down the hill to the unsided turn 9. I thought he was actually going on the hot lap, but he's abandoned it and goes in the pits. He forgets a quick turnaround. He could actually have another attempt. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but it looks as if Rossi has had an issue at the exit of turn 1. He was actually on the grass in the Sauber, as well as Betrayer's yet to set a lap, currently on the Super Softs. So the Toro Rosso driver currently behind Ferrari Fasconi will be looking for a toe on the run up to turn 1, but turn 3, but very impressive from Nicky to put it in pole position in the Red Bull.
I apologise for screaming like a madman on that one, Craig, but that was just unbelievable lap from Nicky. And he has been really unlucky the last few races, because every race that I've seen him or participated in, he always loses his front wing every time, and I'm hoping that will kick in. Giuseppe did a 108 flat on that one, and I thought he might have caught in on the top 3 then, but
Nitro Gash puts it on pole by 0.3 of a second. So very impressive from Ferrari driver Nitro Gash. Could he convert that to a race victory tonight?
I don't know yet, but Nick's on his lap.
So we have 1 minute 30 seconds remaining of the session. Fasconi puts it up to third, drops McLugby and the Williams down to fourth, but McLugby comes round turn 10. Can he improve in fourth? He does. He puts on pole. He puts on pole by 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, but is Nitro going to do it again?
Yeah, I think it depends whether Nitro Gas has got enough fuel in that Ferrari. It looks as if he's pushing as he comes through 7 and 8, slight traffic ahead. As we run down to turn 9, he'll be hoping that he doesn't pick up too much dirty air. Comes round the 50 metre marker board, the unsighted turn 9, down the hill, breaking into turn 10, misses apex slightly.
Go on!
It does! So Nitro Gas and the Ferrari and Meg Lugby and the Williams trading qualifying times. Nicky comes round. He's clipped the curb and it's knocked him wide at exit turn 10. Can he take pole? It doesn't improve in third. Fasconi, can he take? It doesn't. He stays in fourth. Lance Stroll coming round sector 2.
McLugby, no!
Can the Tories move up from 6th? He doesn't. Sargent also puts it into the pits and retires from the session. He's retired on track. Disaster for Nicky. That is a big mistake after an impressive qualifying session.
Lance retires on track.
I don't think he's too fussed with it being his final race for a long while, but certainly the stewards will remember that for his return. Naughty Lance. So Nitrogash holds on to provisional pole as they come into the pits. Oh, and there's a force in that runs wide behind McLugpy in sector 2. Can McLugpy take pole position from Nitrogash at the depths of qualifying? Oh, he misses apex at turn 10, runs wide onto the curb. That'll compromise his straight line speed. Oh, he doesn't and keeps second, so unable to improve on P2 as fast going. And the Ferrari comes into the pit lane, so it looks as if Nitrogash is going to take pole position in the Ferrari at the Red Bull ring. So very impressive from Nitrogash. Can he convert that to race victory this evening?
I don't know, Craig. Our voices is all gone after that.
So,
oh my god.
The final qualifying classification is Nitrogash will take pole, followed by Meg Lugpay, who takes second. Nicky will take third. Delange fourth. Vascoin fifth. Lance Stroll sixth. Notorious seventh after being up in P2. Sir Spud is in eighth. MJ Coop in ninth. Nick Thompson 10th, Sargent 11th, Giuseppe 12th, Cotactics 13th, Mike 14th, Betrayer 15th, Stim in 16th, and Rossi down in 17th.
Nitrogash is the other one as well. That's not done, not won a race yet.
So could we see race winner number 9? And it looks a little bit overcast, so although it was predicted for a dry race, it's looking to be very similar conditions to last night's No Assist League race, where it was overcast for the majority of the session and it cleared up later on. That might play into the hands of drivers starting on the super soft or the soft tyre with the lower track and air temperature. So possibly drivers on the ultra softs could really scrub those ultras in the low temperatures. And as you always say, Malk, this is intense.
I didn't need to say that, do I, tonight?
You don't.
Just said it now, Craig.
I think everybody knows this is intense when we saw McLugpay in the Williams and Nitrogash in the Ferrari trading lap times right up until the end. It was just unfortunate for McLugpay that it just ran wide in the exit of turn 10, compromised the straight line speed in the run down to the start finish line. But there's some very, very quick drivers that are possibly out of position at this point in the race.
Yeah, I'm speechless, Craig, to be honest, after seeing that tonight.
It'll also be oh goodness, I'm going to go for McLugpay for the race win. I think he'll be on a high. He's been performing well in the Eco Leagues. Bit of a disadvantage tonight in the Williams that is notoriously understeery. We certainly saw Joel struggle with that in the No Assist League last night. And turning is very vital in Sector 2 at the Red Bull ring. So can McLugpay move from second and take the race win? Or will Nitrogash command the race from beginning to end? I think it's going to come down to turn 1 and 3. I think if there's any contact, then certainly that can influence tonight's race. Yeah. I think the front runners just have to be aware of the traffic roundabout. Just get round turn 1 and 3 without a scratch, without damaging the front wing, and hopefully set us up for a cracking race tonight. So we join the drivers on track for the formation lap. Nitrogash will get us underway, followed by McLugpay, with Nicky in the Red Bull, who we know is a very, very quick driver. And I certainly think he is a contender for tonight's race victory as well, who I believe hasn't won a race in the Performance League either, Malk.
Nicky? No, he hasn't. He's only got second once. In the Performance League so far this season. But
I think one driver for the watching is Cotactics. It's interesting to see that in the McLarens went for the ultras at the start of the race, so Core Tactics might feel he's got a bit of pace and that he can get some overtaking done. He does have some of his title challengers ahead of him, so Core Tactics might have to be a little bit shrewd tonight and just look to keep scoring reasonable points to keep his title hopes alive.
Yeah, definitely. Can I say a big good evening to JFM? He said, "Oh wow, what a session in the qualifying," and he said 4 in the bed up to turn 1.
We certainly saw that last night with Lance Stroll, Speed Queen, Romeo, who had a lightning start, and myself in last night's No Assist League. So we could have a 4 in the bed scenario on the run down to turn 1, and if we do, I hope that all drivers get through very safely.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh my god, this is going to be very intense moments here.
Just before we begin, a quick good evening to Captain Stiff. Looks like a great race in store for tonight. A lot of the lads struggled during practice, getting too much out of the first stint of ultras. Pit stops will be interesting. I certainly agree with you. Certainly if drivers are in the same car close on the grid, it'll be very interesting to see who opts for the pit stop early on, or who looks to be taking the ultras or the tyres that they have selected tonight longer in the race. We certainly saw it last night between Mero and myself, both in the Ferrari. Mero actually went for the undercut, and he actually he actually succeeded in the undercut.
Here we go.
And we might see that tonight. So we have 5 red lights, and we begin the run down to turn 1. Nitro Gas gets a reasonable start off the line. Nicky comes under pressure from Delange, runs up the inside. Delange could control. Turn 3, looks as if the driver running in the back. Nitro Gas runs slightly wide at the exit of turn 1, but he's got a great start to make lug pace behind.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on! With 3? Oh my god, the Red Bull coming in!
Yeah, that looks as if that was a Force India squeezed wide at the exit of turn 3.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack on this. Oh my god, this is unbelievable!
Oh, and the McLaren of Core Tactics looks to have went outside of MJ Coupe at turn 4. He just couldn't quite pull it off. So Nitro Gas off to a lightning start, opening up a 1.7 second lead, but Nicky all over the back of McLugby as we run down to turn 9. Nicky just in a little look on the inside as we come through turn 9. And can he get a great run out of turn 10, making the approach onto turn 1, possibly getting an overtaking point?
MJ Coupe just went wide. I don't know what happened there. But this is Core Tactics to mess up there. But Big Trey may come in on the inside.
Yeah, I think that was Sargent making a move and Sir Spud into turn 1. Sir Spud just tucking in, but yeah, looks as if he went to the inside, but Sir Spud looking to go round the outside of Toro Rosso. Can he get the cut back at turn 3? Oh, he doesn't get that good an exit. He's on the ultras compared to Sargent softs. So Sargent doing very well in the Toro Rosso at the moment on the slower tyre. Sir Spud looks to go round the outside of the Toro Rosso at turn 4. Wheelie wheel.
No.
The Force India looks to just go round the inside at turn 6. Will come round 7 and 8. God. And it looks as if Sir Spud got the move done, I think. He didn't actually. Sargent kept ahead, so Sargent maintains 9th. Sir Spud unable to get it done at turn 7 and 8.
What was I going to say? JFM said Williams is so hard to drive there, predicting a Nicky win. What's your predictions, Craig, on that?
I certainly think that's going to be a tough ask for Nicky to chase down the power of Ferrari. He's really struggling to get past the Williams at the moment. Possibly is going to depend on the DRS. So Nicky might have to get it done in cornering or under braking. but he's certainly got a strong chance of tonight's race victory. Oh, the Force India of Notorious ran into the back of Lance Stroll and received front wing damage, and he's actually been passed by Fast Going at turn 5, and possibly under pressure from Renault and Nick Thompson.
We have got the choo-choo train of Delange. Oh my God, we've got another one for Core and Betrayer. Core Giuseppe, sorry.
Yeah, Con Giuseppe battling coming through 7 and 8 and they run down to 9. Caught Tactics, little look on the inside of turn 9. Oh, can he get DRS? Oh, that's a slide from Caught Tactics that allows Betrayer, the wily old fox, to move up the inside on the run down to turn 1. But MJ Coupe trying to get a move done in the Red Bull as well. So Betrayer, ever the opportunity, saw the slide of Caught Tactics and just moved up the inside. But MJ Coupe now looking to go round the outside of turn 3.
No, he's got Core's going on the outside.
Oh, Core's got the inside line, controls the racing line, and just gives MJ Coupe a little squeeze.
Oh, Lance is closing in on Delange, the 2 Haas cars on for 4th place. This is unbelievable, Craig. And I can't stop saying it. And I do apologise. I need a drink. This is unbelievable.
So Lance Stroll sensing that his compatriot on the Haas car is a bit slower than himself at this stage of the race, so Lance Stroll believing 4th place is up for grabs as we come through turn 10. Lance Stroll all over the gearbox of Delange, so it does have DRS, but I don't think he's making too much headway. On the run down to turn 1, Delange will go through turn 1 ahead, and it's all about who gets the better exit. Lance Stroll runs slightly wide, and he's allowed to take that pace closer to Delange, moves round the outside, possibly looking to get the cutback at turn 3, just watching where Delange runs, and Delange covers it off. So great defending from Delange.
Yeah, Betrayer's. Oh, what a move on Betrayer. Oh, he's closed. This man brought in Core. Core Giuseppe, side by side. We may have a 2 in a bed.
Oh, Lance Stroll trying a cheeky cutback there, but Delange very wise to it. But Fast Going in the Ferrari, very eager to get by the Haas cars.
Oh, spotted Sarge. Oh, what a move from Sarge. Oh my God, what a move. Oh, don't know what to do. Oh, Pascal closing in on Lance. Guys, let us pick one.
Fast Going tries to dive down the inside of turn 10, compromises his turn exit, and Lance Stroll was able to just carry the pace out of the turn and actually retake 5th place from Fast Going. So Fast Going maybe a bit eager there, maybe too eager.
MJ Coupe Giuseppe. Oh, what a move from MJ Coupe.
Yeah, and you've got Rossi slightly behind in 14th, hoping to seize any opportunity between any mistake.
Oh, no, don't do this. Oh my God, what?
Oh, Rossi, big slide coming out of turn 3, MJ Coupe on the outside, run down to turn 4. Giuseppe and the Williams looking to cover it off, but could Rossi go under braking? Oh, there's that much going on, I'm struggling to know what to say. MJ Coupe runs wide onto the gravel, and Rossi just says, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, come again. Oh, what a... Craig, turn 3, Giuseppe saw like one of those cheeky cutbacks through, and he just like, oh, thank you very much, MJ. I'll give you the MJ basketball hoop next with a coupe on that. And I don't know what I'm going to say next. We got Nicky closing in on McLuppy on 2nd and 3rd. JFM has commented saying, better racing than real F1. Too right, sunshine. Too right. Oh my God.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but Nicky looking to do the switchback on the run up to turn 3. Looked initially to go out the outside, switched it back to the inside, but I just couldn't carry the pace round the turn 3. And he's lost out a bit of a time to McLuggby and the Williams, but he has closed that down with DRS.
Craig, we might have a couple of cars. We have got the Fast Going train. And it'll be a say choo-choo on the 4-car battle, maybe 5 in a bit.
Yeah, I think this is going to develop into a 5-way battle. So fast going under early pressure. And Sargent's certainly eager to get by Nick Thompson as Spud is closing down even harder, but great driving from Sargent at the moment on the soft tyre, up in 8th in the Toro Rosso.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Craig. I think the soft tyre lasts about 20 laps. Or 22 laps.
Yeah, certainly you can take it long in the race. Could possibly stretch it to 22. And that'll definitely be a switch over to the Ultras. Oh, and it looks as fast. Lance Stroll, he's definitely lost it in the exit of turn 1. So disaster from Lance Stroll, he was running well in 4th. Oh, Sargent looks to go round the outside of Nick Thompson. Nick Thompson squeezed him, and it's a slight lock up from Sargent. But
He's got a good exit. Oh my God. Oh,
yeah,
no.
what side is Sargent going? He's going to go round the outside. Nick Thompson just holds the high line. Sargent looks to come back round to the outside, trying to catch Nick Thompson unaware.
Giuseppe, oh, what it took in on the inside of Lance Stroll because he went in the gravel, or I can't say it now. I don't know what I'm saying now. But we got Sergeant Nick and Spud.
So Nick Thompson parks the car in the middle of the track, and the run down to turn 9 will certainly compromise his turn in. And Sargent just holds it round the outside, looking to carry more pace at the exit of turn 10. His DRS open tuck gets a toe on the run down to turn 1. Can he get alongside? And he can't get close enough to that Renault. Both cars running well wide there.
Oh my gosh, the Spud lost control in the first corner, and this has brought Betrayer in. The two good mates of F1 side by side with a 2 in a bed.
Yeah, so that's twice now that Betrayer is actually taking advantage of somebody else's mistake. First it was Core Tactics, now Sir Spud.
Oh my God, Craig. I'm going to have a heart attack on this tonight.
So Nicky does move up to P2, 5 seconds behind race leader Nitrogas. So Nitrogas having a race all to his own, and they'll be looking to control this race and his tyre degradation. Oh, Nick Thompson struggling with turn 7 and 8. That allows Sargent to carry more pace in there and get right on the gearbox of Nick Thompson. So possibly...
No, he's holding on.
Oh, bit of a slide from the Toro Rosso Betrayer as he was out exiting turn 9. Runs slightly wide onto the curb between both 9 and 10. Even with DRS, the Toro Rosso Sargent just can't get close enough to the Renault of Nick Thompson.
You did what I did the first time, Craig. Nick and Nicky. I'm just going to Thompson next.
Spud almost runs into the back of the Toro Rosso of Betrayer at turn 3. Very heavy on the brakes. Possibly a panic moment for Sir Spud there. So he just avoids running into the back.
You're not going to do a dad army man. Don't panic!
No panic, no panic.
Oh, no. Craig, 10 laps in, and we got Notorious done the fastest lap. Oh, what do you think of it so far?
Spectacular. Absolutely fantastic. We've seen some really great overtakes, and I believe we'll see more of the same. Oh, Nick Thompson runs slightly wide, misses the apex at turn 9. Sargent closes down. Oh, looks like Sargent's got a great exit of turn 9, gets DRS from him. Can he get alongside the run into turn 1? It's all about who's going to break last. Oh, there's a slight bang of wheels. That knocks Nick Thompson slightly away. He comes back on, but Betrayer again jumps on that opportunity and moves up to P6.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Nick Thompson looks to go round the outside of Betrayer. Fantastic driving.
Oh, fair play, guys. Fair play. Oh, my God. This is unbelievable tense here. We got Sir Spud. We got Betrayer. 2 good mates in F1. Barrier against Nick for 6th place. Nick, I think his tyres must be going now. They're probably about lap 12 to 14, Craig?
Yeah, I think we're reaching the window of the pit stop. It's round about turn 12 to 14, depending on how early, how late you want to come in. But if drivers are battling hard, they're going to be shredding those tyres. Certainly Betrayer can go longer in the race on those super softs, and it looks as if he's been using them to the best of his advantage.
Yeah, Nicky's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, plus, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 30 seconds on top because he retired on track. Oh!
Yeah, certainly he'll receive a penalty from quali.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Craig. I just saw Giuseppe and Spud close out the first corner. Giuseppe going on the inside.
Yeah, Giuseppe going on an attack under braking on the soft tyre, but Sir Spud just had the better line and was able to defend very successfully.
Yeah. You know what you should do in the new game, Craig? Get like a helicopter view as the camera view permanently. Because that's good overview. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the helicopter view because you can see overview instead of pointing at different camera angles out of nowhere. It's just absolutely fantastic. I know I'm a bit picky on it, but we might have Nick and Betrayer. Oh no! Nick's gonna have to go into the pits.
I think that's going into the pits. I think Nick's going into the pits there. Betrayer almost get caught unawares, running at the back of Nick Thompson. He was lucky; he was just outside of him, and Betrayer allowing to carry that pace round turn 9 and 10, and possibly start to chase down Sargent, who's slightly ahead by 3.1 seconds.
MJ Cooper and Stim closing in on 11th place respectively.
And Fast Going's actually beginning to rein in Delange. So Fast Going on the hunt for the final podium position at the moment on lap 13. Delange has a 0.8 second gap.
Lance Stroll's done the fastest lap of 109.6. Okay, here's a question for you, Craig. I know you don't like me hearing it, but Sarge could, with this best opportunity now, could win it because of his soft tyre. But we want to see the 9th winner, and he's already won last week. So, what do you think? Do you think Sargent may get into the podium?
Well, I'll tell you what's going to tell me that right now. Nitro Gas has just come into the pits, and Sargent just comes round turn 10. It looks as if Nitro did pit. Nicky stayed out, so Nitro Gas goes on to the super soft tyre. Is that? No, it's a delay in telemetry. So Nitro goes on soft. Sargent actually goes past the pit exit, so Sargent will move up to first once Nicky comes into the pits. As Nicky just begins a run down to turn 4, so Sargent is in a very strong position at the moment because he will be going on to the Ultras late on in the race. It all depends on how quickly Nitro Gas can close down Sargent. That is going to be the strategic battle between the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso. So Sargent just needs to begin to keep that gap so that he has a strong chance on the ultra soft tyre at the end of the race.
He'd gone on the inside of Mike. I think that was a light move there, but he's trying to get past Mike. This is the Sab and Mike situation now. This is going to be very interesting moments here, ladies and gentlemen.
And Meg Lugpy looks to be putting pressure on Stim as well. Meg Lugpy already made his pit stop on the soft tyres in the Williams down in 10th. And Meg Lugpy might feel that he's still got a strong chance of a podium position.
Did he start on the softs? Or was he just pitted for softs?
He's just pitted for softs. He actually started on the Ultras and he qualified in P2. So Meg Lugpy's still in the hunt for a podium finish.
This is still good news. Oh, Giuseppe and Nitro? Oh, Nitro. I didn't see the last bit there, but it looked like Nitro went into the inside. And he just took it with ease, I think. But I might be wrong. Lance Stroll's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh my God, we have got the Rossi train here. RT, make sure you retweet on our Invictus Twitter page. That's it. Get that, Craig? RT retweet.
Retweet, yep.
I didn't get that.
But just talking about McLugby's tyre strategy, currently on the soft behind Stim and Mike, you're currently on the super soft, so being stuck behind Stim and Mike is really damaging McLugby's tyre strategy. And Stim runs wide at the exit of turn 9. They can bring it back on safely, as there was a safe enough gap to do so. But Stim under pressure from McLugby on the run down to turn 1. Stim defends inside line. McLugby looks to go round the outside. Stim looks to squeeze McLugby a little bit on the exit of turn 1, but I think McLugby with the pace in the Williams car will certainly get that moved on up into turn 3. Yeah, Stim tries to put his nose in there, jumps the corner slightly. But I think McLugby has safely secured P8 at the moment, and he can get chasing after Mike in 7th.
Nicky and Rossi for 5th and 6th respectively.
Yeah, and this is vital that Nicky gets this move done as quick as possible. He does have a time penalty and will receive another time penalty for retiring on track, and that's Giuseppe and the Williams struggling, going off track in the run down to turn 7. Nicky looks to go round the inside of turn 9, and it is possible, because I actually done it a few seasons back, and a great move from Nicky to actually pull that off into turn 9.
That is a good move. That is a really good move.
I think he's been watching some of my highlights. Just some. But great driving from Rossi at the moment, up in 5th in the Sauber. So,
oh my God, Delange, Stim. Oh my God, two in a bed. Oh, fair play, guys.
Stim trying to do everything he could, trying to force Delange wide, giving him a little squeeze. But Delange with the fresher tyre just goes round outside, and he's definitely got the quicker pace in that Haas car.
Mike's picked the wrong tyres. He's got the Inter tyres. By mistake, I think.
Disaster for Mike. Certainly there'll be words in the garage between himself and his team principal. I think we might see a very similar situation between Schumacher and Coulthard at the Belgian Grand Prix a few years ago. So there'll be certain words said in the garage down at Renault, I believe that is. Yeah, so Mike might blow a gasket at the end of this race with his mechanics.
Nitro.
He goes up the inside. There's slight contact between himself and Betrayer in the Toro Rosso. Nitro gas moves up to P2, 6 seconds behind Sargent.
Rossi, beautiful move from Rossi. Lost that up to the turn 2 from Delange, but he just cut into the inside and he got back into 6th place. One move from Rossi. That is Delange! Oh no! What a move! Oh no! Oh, fair play, guys. Fair play. I know he's got the new tyres, but oh my God, we got Fasco closing in on Rossi.
Yeah, fast going all over the back of the Sauber of Rossi, eager to get past them, but there's no way past through the chicane. It's 7 and 8. He just needs to get close enough going through turn 9 and 10, watching that he doesn't get compromised too much by the dirty air. He'll certainly have the DRS run up to turn 1, but the question is, Rossi does get DRS off Delange ahead as well, but Fascoen in the Ferrari manages to close down Rossi and possibly make a move before turn 3. Fascoen looks to go round the outside at turn 3, gets ahead of Rossi in the Sauber. Rossi just tucks in behind, looking to get the toe from the Ferrari. There's a big slide at the exit of turn 3 from Rossi.
Nick and Giuseppe both on the soft tyre. Nick's going on the outside.
Yeah, Giuseppe just looked to squeeze him wide, but caught tactics just behind, looking to get a move at Nick Thompson as both Giuseppe and Nick are battling ahead.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
this is
a
intense,
possible
man.
5-way battle from Rossi down to Core Tactics. Big slide there from Nick Thompson on the exit of turn 8. Core Tactics just can't find a way past. Giuseppe broke very early to go into the pits and almost caught out Nick Thompson. Oh, it's compromised his exit. Oh, there's disaster!
Oh!
Disaster for championship leader Core Tactics.
No.
Core Tactics looked to get the better exit out of turn 10. Nick Thompson had to lift from Giuseppe going into the pits, and Core Tactics just misjudged it and went into the back.
Yeah. Oh, Lance Stroll's just past Core Tactics. Oh, gutted for Core.
Nitro Gas has cut the gap down between himself and Sargent to 3.8 seconds. And that is vital for Nitro Gas to take tonight's race win.
Question, Craig. What lap do you think Sargent will need to pit
I think it'll be lap 22.
for the Ultras?
Yes. Or he could go early and go into the Super Softs.
Nick!
Oh, three-way battle down in turn 9! No way! Slight contact between Spud and Nick Thompson exit of turn 9 as Stin comes into the pits. No way! Three-way battle into turn 9.
Oh, Nick! Nicky! A betrayer! No!
So Nicky and Betrayer continue this battle. Nicky moves up to third, with Betrayer dropping to fourth, but Nicky will receive a penalty from qualifying.
Oh, I've been gutted for Nicky, but we got another Nick closing in on Rossi.
Yeah, running down to turn 4, Nick Thompson, DRS moves to the inside. He will have the inside line on Rossi, but Rossi won't give it up too easily. But Rossi will have to be aware of Sir Spud in the Force India as we come through turn 5 on the run down to hill to the turn 7, turn 6, and the chicane that is turn 7 and 8.
Rossi's holding on for dear life.
Yeah, Sir Spud all over the back of the Sauber of Rossi, eager to get past. So Rossi goes inside. That's possibly going to be a pit stop for Rossi. Yeah, I think we'll see Rossi opting for the Ultra Softs. So Fast Going actually takes Betrayer as well, I believe. Betrayer coming in for his pit stop. Goes on to the Ultra Soft tyre. So Nitro Gas 2.1 seconds behind Sargent. It looks as if the front tyres of Sargent are really struggling. So Sargent possibly pitting this lap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Delange starting to rain down Meg Lugpate. The gap now 0.8 of a second, with Fast Going slightly behind in 6th.
So Sargent has to pit. No question about that. But
yeah, Andy does, Malk. Andy does.
That was a pure guess. Nitro, Nicky, Meg Lugpate are the only ones in them top 4 have not won a race. We might have the 9th race winner. We don't know. So
Sargent does opt for the Ultra Softs. The question is, can he get out ahead of McLugpay as McLugpay makes his way down to turn 1? It looks as if Sargent's just going to drop down to 6th, possibly 7th, depending on how much pace Nick Thompson can take. Nick Thompson does see Sargent, but Sargent is now on the Ultra Soft tyres. Nick Thompson's on the slower soft tyre.
Rossi's on the Ultras, closing in on Stin, the two Sauber boys here. He's going on. I thought he was going over the inside here, but he's holding on for dear life. Stin with his soft tyre, but Rossi should overtake here. He got the outside now.
Well, this is going on Fast Going. He's sensing, and he's getting a sniff of a podium place. He's just behind Delange in 5th. He's 3/10 down in Delange as we come through turns 7 and 8 on the run down to 9. But I can also see McLugpate ahead as well. So Fast Going possibly sensing a podium finish tonight. He's like, oh, there's contact at turn 10. Runs into the back of the Haas of Delange. And that's a big slide for Fasconi.
I don't know what to say here, Craig.
Well, we do have a Sauber battle on track between Rossi and Stim as we run down to turn 9. So this is about pride at the moment between Sauber drivers, very quick drivers both. And it'll be interesting to see how this battle develops between Rossi and Stim as we are on lap 24 of 36.
Spud closing in on Nick Thompson. We might have a bit of a telemetry problem here because on here, on Spud's car, he says he's got the Ultras, but on his, he says it's the Super Softs, so I don't know which one's the correct one. Whether it's the Super Softs or the Ultras, I do not know. But that's close on there. But we got Fasconi Delange.
Yeah, after that earlier mistake at turn 10, Fasconi having a little look up the inside of turn 9. He won't want to repeat that contact at turn 10, but he will need to get as close to Delange as possible. Delange lighting up the rear tyres slightly, getting a bit of oversteer, and that'll allow Fasconi to close down on the Haas car in 4th place.
Yeah, oh, this is a good exit here. Oh my god, do not do this.
Yeah, well, Fasconi go the inside or the outside. The opts for the outside. Delange covers it off, looking for the cutback. It's all about the exit. It's a great exit. We'll have DRS on the run down to turn 4. Tucks in to get the toe off Delange. Looks round the outside. Delange looks to squeeze him. Fasconi possibly going round the outside at turn 4 and 5 as we run down to turn 6. Fasconi slightly ahead, gets the move done, but Delange looking to come back round on the inside, but I think Fasconi has him covered off. So great driving from Fasconi and Delange as Fasconi takes 4th.
He's got a bit of dirt on his tyres and loses a bit of time from Nick Thompson. Oh my god, this is intense moments here. I'm absolutely loving this race, Craig. Oh, we need to do this more often. Well, no, we do every week, but this is fantastic.
And although Fasconi overtook Delange in Sector 2, he just can't open up that gap and break free of the DRS zone. Delange got DRS out of turn 10 and he's all over the back of Fasconi. It looks as if Fasconi runs wide onto the curb and actually struggles to get the power down. So Delange just carries the pace round the outside onto the racing line and retakes 4th from Fasconi.
Still Nick Thompson and Spud battling out for 7th place still. I want to go back to the Fasconi Delange battle. And
it also looks as if Stim's dropped off from Rossi as well. Rossi on the Ultras, Stim on the soft. So it looks as if Rossi putting those Ultras to good use to open up the gap to the fellow Sauber driver.
Oh, so Spud's closing in. He's got a good exit there, or he's backed off a little bit now. I want to go back to Fasconi, to Delange. Oh, no, do not do this, oh my god. Oh, we'll go back to Spud. Oh, he's going over the inside!
Yeah, look for the inside line, the run down to turn 1. I think he's definitely thought better of it. He doesn't want to risk any contact this late in the race, so Sir Spud just remaining patient. Oh, a bit of a slide as Fasconi began to put the power down at the exit of turn 3. Nick. And he's going to have to watch a very fast Sargent in the ultra soft tyre coming from behind. The gap now 7/10 of a second.
It's like those the Jaw movie coming up. He's like da 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 da.
Oh, Delange has a moment on the exit of turn 6. He had a bit of a tank slip and Fasconi just went down the inside, but Sargent could take 5th from Delange as well.
No, he could take 4th. Well, he could take 4th here, Craig. But it depends on how...
Yeah, Sargent very cautious coming through turn 9. Didn't want to risk contact into turn 10 with Delange. So both Delange and Sargent have DRS. Sargent slightly locks up on the entry of turn 1, but Sargent will get the toe from the Haas. The Haas will get the toe from Ferrari. So this almost neutralises the DRS available to Sargent, but Fasconi under pressure from both Haas and Sargent and Toro Rosso. Could we see a 3 in the bed scenario getting down to turn 4? Delange looks to go inside. Fasconi goes defensive. Delange throws it down the inside. Oh, there's a squeeze. Delange just took it and Fasconi runs wide. That allows Sargent to come through the inside.
But he might get another one in, Craig. Oh my God. I do not know what to say.
Delange certainly struggling for grip in the soft tyre, coming through 7 and 8. Sargent almost get caught out with a lack of pace.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, Sargent almost coasting through turn 9 and 10, just remaining close enough to Delange, but not too close for a collision. Yeah, lifts off early for the entry into turn 1, couldn't spin it out, and that just allows him to carry the pace of the car. Going through turn 1, Sargent has a look on the inside. Oh, yeah, Delange looks as if he's got him covered off, but Fasconi looks to come through the outside. They're wheeling the run down to turn 4. Delange slightly ahead. It's going to be a late braking competition. Who is going to be the bravest on the brakes? Sargent will have the inside line at turn 5, but Delange will have it at turn 6. Delange will also have the inside line at turn 7 if he can get ahead. Sargent looks to have made that move stick. So certainly using the better grip of the Ultras. So great drive from Delange and Sargent, but that battle with Sargent is compromised. His exit from turn 8 and that allows Fasconi to come back into play.
I'm going to see the battle's going.
Sir Spud is still all over the back of Nick Thompson. Just can't find a way past.
But he has got that 3-second time penalty, Craig. He might have got more, I don't know. I've only just seen the one. But we might have Giuseppe, Lance and Stin battling out for 12th place. Oh my God.
Nick Thompson received a 3-second time penalty. So that plays into the hands of Sir Spud, half a second behind at the moment. But also Betrayer, who's 1.4 seconds behind Sir Spud. So with that time penalty, Nick Thompson could lose 2 positions.
Could. We never know until the fat lady sings. But we got Fasconi closing in on Delange now. I tell you what, no, we haven't talked about him this much in the race, but Nitrogas has been absolutely fantastic tonight, and he has done a magnificent race. And he's guaranteed. He's
definitely just got on with what he's had to do in the race. He's certainly controlled the race from the start.
Spud Nick. Closing in.
Little bit of an oversteer there from Sir Spud, but he controls it beautifully. And he's actually starting to pull rain in. He's beginning to rain on Nick Thompson. He's caught up in the dirt here. A little bit of a slide at the exit of turn 1. Nick Thompson opts to go for the inside. Sir Spud goes round the outside. It's a drag race going down to turn 3. Nick Thompson slightly ahead. Can Sir Spud go to come? There's contact! There's slight contact here, but Sir Spud's damaged the left-hand side of the front wing, and he's got Betrayer behind. So Betrayer looking to go for the hat-trick of taking advantage of other people's mistakes.
Yeah, he has done a fantastic race so far as well, Betrayer, and Meglope and Nicky, but Nicky's got that 30-second time penalty as well from qualifying. If you only just joined us, guys, it's absolutely epic race, and you need to watch this from start to finish, and we want to see more. We want to see another 36 laps of this, Craig.
I don't think my voice could take it.
you took it well, Craig. I'll give you the award. I'll give you the Iron Brew award next, but we might see Fasconi and Delange closing in.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
decent run on Delange in turn one. It looks like there's a little bit of slide, possibly dirty air. So fast going certainly compromised in where he could put the power down at the exit of turn one. That allows Delange to open up the gap slightly. It's all going to come down to turn three. Who gets a better exit? Fast going. Oh, slides again. So really struggling with the rear end of the Ferrari in lap 32.
Question, Craig. Do you reckon Sargent will get third? Or do you think McLaughlin will get it?
Gauging from the time penalties, it's a certainty that Sargent will get third, because with Nicky's penalty, it could drop him down to fifth or sixth. So at the moment, it's Nitrogas P1, McLugpy P2, Sargent's taking third. And it all comes down to how the gap is between Nicky and Delange and who gets fourth.
Whoa! Vasconi, Delange broke a little bit too early there, but this may have caused Vasconi to lose control of the car and went a little bit wide.
Yeah, and Sir Spud with that damaged front wing coming under pressure from betraying the Toro Rosso as we begin to run down to turn one. So Sir Spud's turning very compromised at the moment as it runs wide at the exit of turn one. Betrayer just tucks in behind, gets the toe. I think Betrayer might wait to DRS, possibly getting the move done on the inside of turn four. He has a little look on the inside of turn three, but he will be aware that I think that's a Renault, and that might be actually a lapped car. I think that might be Mike after that early incident of going on to intermediates.
Pascal's gone on the gravel.
Oh, disaster for fast going. He was running so well, and he's put it in the gravel.
I don't know what happened there, Craig, but he must have lost control of the car. I don't know, but Spud and Betrayer might get Giuseppe and Lance Stroll in a bit. The Toys and Core Tactics are battling out for 15th, 16th, but going back to...
Yeah, we're just going to stick with this battle between 7 and 8. Betrayer cuts turn 10 rather sharply, mounts the curve, throws him off wide, and certainly beyond the rumble strips, that will certainly compromise the power that he could actually apply after chasing for Sir Spud. So Sir Spud breathes a sigh of relief momentarily.
Until Fascar closing on Betrayer now. Oh my god.
And Sargent beginning to close down McLugpy. McLugpy looking to struggle for grip on the soft tyre. Runs very wide at the exit of turn 4.
Sarge closing in on McLugpy for third.
Yeah, I think Sargent's going to get this done on track rather than waiting. So Sargent could move up to P3, which would actually be P2 after Nicky's penalties were applied.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. Oh no, he's trying to hold on. McLugpy's on for dear life here. Yeah,
Sargent using DRS and the toe, anything that he can to challenge the Williams into turn 1. Yeah, McLugpy runs really wide there, possibly distracted with the Toro Rosso coming up the inside.
Betrayer's Spud. Oh, two in the bed! Oh, what a move from Betrayer! Oh, he's still holding on.
And Sir Spud now receives a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, he drops right down. Oh my god, my throat's going to kill me after this.
Yeah, fast going. I think he was looking to get the cut back there, but he actually got too close to Betrayer. So he was unable to do that due to the close proximity to the Toro Rosso ahead.
Yeah, Lance Stroll closing in on Rossi on their first DRS straight. Oh, can he make the move? Oh, he locked up. Oh, he locked up there. He's gave the position back to Rossi, which was understandable because I think it was Lance broke. Oh, Pascal going on the outside.
Oh, Betrayer get too close to Sir Spud, lost the rear end. He did well to rescue the car and keep it out of the wall, but that allows Fascone to come back into play. Oh, both Sir
Giuseppe?
Spud and Betrayer run wide. Fasconi getting a great run out of turn one. Moves to the inside. Willie Cup goes to the outside. Sorry, comes to the inside. Sir Spud goes defensive.
To the bed. Oh, you got to come back. Oh,
Yeah,
please.
Betrayer holds it round the outside. So Betrayer will have to go round the outside if Spud can put it in to the apex for Sir Fasconi. Looks round. He goes round the outside of the force in there, but runs wide at the exit of turn 4. Yeah, fine. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mal, but Fasconi and Sir Spud still battling on the exit of turn 6. Gets it moved on before turn 7. And Fasconi moves up to P8.
12, 20.
Sargent will take the final podium position, but after the penalty is applied to Nicky because of retiring on track and qualifying, Sir Sargent will actually take P2 and McLugpy will take the final podium position.
Yeah, he will take that position there. But fair play. Stim closing in on Rossi. Oh.
Yeah, Stim just ran out of time there at the end.
Lance Stroll on his last race finishes in P15.
But what is vital for the championship battle is COD Tactics actually failed to score any points and out of frustration smashes a McLaren into the wall. So COD Tactics will feel that his championship bid is under severe scrutiny and is at risk. And yeah, certainly in frustration, COD Tactics leaves the session. So congratulations to Nitrogash, our ninth race winner in 9 races. Nicky currently classified in second, but he will drop after that 30-second time penalty for retiring on track in qualifying. Sargent currently in third, but will move up to second. McLugpy will move up to third. Delange takes fifth at the moment. Betrayer sixth. Fasconi seventh. Nick Thompson eighth. Sir Spud ninth. MJ Coop takes the final championship point. Rossi is in 11th. Giuseppe 12th. Notorious 13th. Stim in 14th. Lance Stroll in 15th. COD Tactics drops to 16th. And after a mistake by the Renault mechanics, Mike finishes the race in 17th. We certainly hope that you enjoyed tonight's race. It was certainly didn't disappoint, Malk.
Oh, Craig, this has just been absolutely fantastic. I don't know how our voices just kept going after all that race, but which one do you want to pick? Of which battle do you want to pick? I can't pick one.
It just went past in a very, very quick haze. I'm trying to actually catch myself after that, and we have to go through all this again tomorrow evening as we prepare for the Equal Leagues as F1 and F2, and I expect more of the same tomorrow evening. We want to thank everybody that took the time to watch and join us for tonight. We certainly hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed commentating on it. Certainly we'll need to give our voices a big rest before we start again in 24 hours, and I certainly hope that if you're not racing that you do join us again for some more spectacular racing. Your final thoughts for this evening, Mal, just as we prepare to finish tonight's live stream?
I need more drinks after all that for our throats, because that was just absolutely fantastic, and I can't fault anyone tonight. It was just a shame about Connor and Mike's situation with their cars. The garages will be kicking themselves after what happened. But fantastic race from Nitro. Out of nowhere again, he got pole, then he got took off, and then he got pole again, and he just took his race from start to finish. Unfortunately, we didn't see much of him on from the race, because we've seen about 2 or 3 battles each lap going on, and absolutely fantastic. And it was a shame about Nicky retiring on quali. He would have guaranteed second.
Certainly think he'll be kicking himself for that. After being quite unlucky this season, he'll definitely kick himself for that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. What's your final thoughts, Craig, before you head off?
Uh, just one word: epic. Absolutely epic racing. Again, it's been 100% consistency with the Performance League to provide exciting, unpredictable, and explosive racing. And I'm hoping for more of the same as we travel to Belgium. And yeah, I definitely hope that we will see some more great overtakes, some great battles on track, and I certainly hope that you join us next week for the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yes. Hopefully we will see some more battles. They'll be guaranteed more, especially at Belgium where it could guarantee rain for all we know on that. But I just want to say a big thank you to Craig. Thank you to everyone that was watching and commented and viewed as well. Um, our voices are going to be stopped now because we need a rest after that epic battle. And remember, guys, stay classy. See you later, guys. Take care of yourselves.